Hello, welcome to episode 10
Finally.
of the CTSL podcast.
We are here.
I'm Will. I'm sitting here with Chris Kyle, American hero.
Hi, I'm Chris Kyle. Let's go hang out at a... You're a fucking idiot. Fuck you.
Holy shit! That went off the rails so quick. I
don't like Chris Kyle.
No, that's fine. I mean, it was an okay movie.
And the movie was good. I like it.
If you look at it as a fucking movie, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a completely different... Oh, shit. Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. That's an American hero. Fuck you, bitch.
How dare you? You stand for the fucking anthem when we...
Oh, God.
You stand for that goddamn anthem.
You know what I love? Everybody's so fucking up in arms about both sides of this thing. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's like hundreds of thousands of people in both Florida and Texas. They just straight up don't have homes in Puerto Rico. And
I feel like the thing that's the most retarded aspect of it, why are we talking about politics on here? Are we just venting?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to leave this in.
Okay. Well, you know what gets me? It's like they're not even talking about what an issue could be about the fucking protest in the fucking first place.
Right.
They're talking about whether it's okay for it to happen or not. And I'm like, well, of course it's okay. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
That's right. I mean,
why is that even a goddamn question?
They're not even bringing up the point that the guys are trying to make by kneeling.
Yeah, exactly. They're talking about, like, you know what gets me the most is they'll cover when they fucking walk out and do it. I'm like, that's not the news, you dipshit. The news is why they're doing it.
Yeah, no, instead of making it about police brutality, which I gotta support that. I'll protest.
You were like the
that.
first motherfucker to talk about that on Facebook. You were talking about that on Facebook before it was fucking cool.
Yeah, all you gotta do is open your eyes. But it's like, instead of it being about police brutality, it's about taking away freedom of speech. On both sides now. So we've got the left saying it because people say mean things, and now the right saying it because the black guys aren't standing up for the flag.
No, I know. That's like, her fucking cousin or whatever is just like, I don't like using the word racist too often, but with this motherfucker, it's just like, wow, it's hard to ignore.
Oh, so he's like legit racist.
Yeah, I mean, and he's the kind of motherfucker that was like talking about, I'll take my Dodge Ram and go through an entire row.
Oh, he's one of those.
Yeah, and it's like, shit, man. What the fuck? You're not helping any white people when you speak.
He's not helping any people in general.
Well, no, yeah, of course, but it's just you. Okay, thank you for giving all of us a bad rep.
Yeah.
Because now I look like a fucking, by proxy, I look like a fucking, right? The thing is I legitimately don't give a shit either way. And I told her that. I'm like, someone taking a fucking knee or raising their fist or doing anything will not take away from me watching a goddamn game. No. Not even slightly.
No.
And if someone was standing there and put their hand on their fucking heart and like, whatever.
I'm holding this thing.
Yeah.
My back's starting to hurt.
Okay.
Oh, I've got a cushion too.
Sweet.
Hey, Remy.
She asked me, she's like, are they gonna... She's keyed in on the anthem just because I don't know if it's because she likes trolling her fucking somewhat right-wing cousin or whatever or not. But I told her, I'm like, most fucking games that start at like 1 o'clock, they don't even show the fucking anthem. Because they're like jobber games. Who the fuck cares if like some local kid with autism sings the fucking anthem? But if it's like a Monday night game or some shit, they'll show it.
Right.
And she's like, well... I'm like, it's important when we show it on our fucking thing because we always hijack the fucking anthem.
Right.
We always hijack it and ruin the end for everybody, but... Unrelated, we beat the Redskins, so...
Hey, you guys are undefeated this season, aren't you?
Yeah, we won the Manifest Destiny Bowl last night.
That's awesome.
I swear, okay, they wanted her to come over for the game last night, right?
Right.
And I was kind of like against it because I knew Dad was gonna... He's like, oh, those two racist teams are playing. And I'm like, one's... Okay, one I'll give you credit for. One is a slur. The other one... You literally had fans in the crowd that didn't know what they were doing. Because, like, you didn't have anybody in face paint and shit. And I guess because, given who they were playing, you don't really want to go that route. But you had a kid whose head was painted like a fucking helmet. And he looked insane. You had somebody with, like, a bear claw with a logo in the middle of it. I'm like, we don't even know what the fuck we're doing, do we?
Oh, God.
And then everybody gets drunk and starts chopping in the fucking third quarter. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Ape fucking Florida State. That's just kill me. And I didn't know if I don't know if it was white guilt or not.
What are you doing?
I immediately...
You eat shit, don't lick me. Sorry, go ahead.
I immediately, like, jump in, and I'm trying to, like, rationalize it to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've only chopped, like, once, and I was drunk. And I'm like, wait, why am I apologizing? I'm like, why am I apologizing? It's not, like, that bad.
Well, I swear, I've only chopped a few times. Oh, it just went to sleep good. I thought it came unplugged or some shit.
I was like, we were drunk. So as we were doing that, we got beer poured on us because we were doing it. But I felt like being an
You
asshole.
kind of deserve it.
Yeah. You don't need to be a dick to a Titans fan. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
They have nothing to look forward to. So.
Yes, kick them when they're down, and they're always down, dude.
Well, no. I mean, what was funny? We went to Zero's the other day. She'd never been.
This place is great.
I love it. And we should have gone on Tuesday though. That would have been the best day to go. But regardless, and they're showing the Titans-Texans game or whatever, and it's in Houston, so they're still recovering from the whole fucking "fuck you" by God or whatever.
Right.
And their quarterback goes down, so they put in Matt fucking Castle, and I just start howling, laughing. She's like, "What's so
Castle.
She's like, "What's so goddamn funny?" I'm like, "Dude, we gave him a presidential term for 69 mil." So I love watching him fail, but that's pettiness. Yeah, fuck the anthem. Don't fuck the anthem. I don't care.
Yeah, you better make sure you respect your country's theme song.
It's like, and here's the thing, like, I feel like it sucks, but it's like, I like our theme song.
I think we could have a better one. I still think we should use the American Dad theme song, honestly.
But I will agree, that's kind of why I like just using Facebook as sparingly as possible, just because it's like,
It's a fucking, what is the word? Cesspool.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It's just nonstop, just everybody's raised. Fuck you on this side. Fuck you on this side. It's like I legitimately just, none of you are actually solving anything because none of you want to like listen. Now, granted, I'm not saying you should listen to like Cousin Magoo's like I'll hit him with my ramp. That's not what I'm getting at. But it's like if someone disagrees with you and they're trying to bring forth a point, then
listen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you don't have to take it into consideration, but you could at least give them
the same respect they're giving you.
Yeah. But I mean, if they're not giving you respect, be the bigger person.
And that's the thing. That's what I've told Blank many times. I'm like, look, just because someone else is going to a thing doesn't mean you have to lower yourself. But she gets full on with it. It's like, no, drastic measures. And I'm like, drastic measures won't fix a thing.
No, drastic measures make things worse.
Yeah, but I mean,
honestly,
at this point, if things get worse, that's just what happens, I guess.
Malcolm X, by any means.
Yeah. What happened to Malcolm X though?
He's dead.
I mean, granted, Martin Luther King died too, but
well,
who's remembered as a fucking martyr and a hero, and who's remembered as
who's just a fucking meme?
Who's like a counterculture guy that was used in like rap music?
Yeah, it's Malcolm X.
I'll tell you what. Here's why we remember Malcolm X. Fucking Denzel Washington.
Yep. I remember him because of the I think it was a Rick Ross song.
Oh yeah.
Malcolm X. Woo! By any means.
I probably remember more from Public Enemy than. Like a political shit posting.
Why not?
Let's just fucking. Let's just rap. Let's just rap.
Okay.
You want to sit and rap with me?
I'm sitting in the room.
Contraceptives.
Are we rapping at the same fucking time? What is this?
No, I meant rap like I'm gonna turn my hat backwards and I'm gonna
WWA,
I'm gonna talk to the kids.
Lights with attitude.
I'm gonna talk to the kids.
Oh, sit with your chair backwards.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
Yo, kids, let's rap.
Let's rap for a minute. Why is
your mom's got a big ass, kid?
Why is Tennessee preaching abstinence again? That's stupid.
I don't want to say why. We all know why.
Oh, abortion?
No.
Oh.
I mean, they're trying to avoid that.
Oh.
But
no, all they're gonna do is make more teen pregnancy. Actually.
Yup.
Like, I don't know why people are so goddamn ignorant. So how about those? No, I mean, oh goddamn.
I hope you don't ever have to use that microphone because that was a very wet burp.
Donald Trump, am I right?
It's gonna be you.
Oh my god. See, that's the thing, like, I don't even fucking... You know what gets me the hardest, though, is everybody was so goddamn shocked and appalled.
What?
When he was like, oh, well, fucking Kaepernick should be, like, banned or fired or whatever, that son of a bitch.
It kind of pissed me off, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Our president,
No.
was advocating for the removal of the right to protest.
I'm not saying that shouldn't piss you off, right? What I'm saying is anybody fucking genuinely surprised he'd say something like that?
Absolutely not.
Was my standpoint.
Absolutely not.
I'm not upset over the outrage. I'm upset over upset's probably not the right word. I don't get why it's like, I can't believe he'd say this. Really? Him of all fucking people? You're surprised?
Yeah, a guy who literally got erected.
Or he got
Ooh,
erected.
That's a Freudian slip, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think about Trump's dick every day.
Oh, I wasn't. All right.
I
Well,
think about his orange Cheeto dick.
hey, listen. There's nothing to worry about.
I like how he's the Fonz.
I can't do his voice.
Well, who
guess
the
we
fuck can unless you're Alec Baldwin?
Well, that guy on Comedy Central that has the President show can.
Ugh.
That is just garbage, right?
Yeah, but then
Can
again,
I
I
be
will
honest?
say, on one hand, I'm not saying he's above criticism. He should be, and you should drag
Oh,
him.
yeah. No,
drag him through the
absolutely.
fucking streets. I'll just say the humor and comedy behind him is like the
Too obvious?
It's the most shit tier stuff
Yeah.
possible. Mom was watching the goddamn Will and Grace reboot as I was leaving.
Whoa, no, they did a reboot?
Oh yeah, because that's what we
Oh,
fucking needed,
God.
right?
I mean, I liked Will and Grace when I was a kid.
It's the most on the nose anti-Trump shit ever.
Oh, God.
And even if you're not opposed to anti-Trump, it's still just like cringe. Because they made a joke about how Grace farted in the elevator. She's like, "That's fake news." And I'm like,
I mean, the fake news, that's just been a meme now. That's just a meme
yeah,
now.
but it's an overused meme. It makes
Oh,
me,
it definitely
makes
is.
my asshole hurt.
Yeah. But, like, you've got Comedy Central's The President Show. Have you
Yeah.
watched that?
No.
Dude, it is awful.
Most of the
like-
shit they're doing these days is awful.
I get it. Like you said, drag him through the streets. Don't give up, you know?
But
But
why not drag Obama through the streets?
come on now. We all know why.
Well, yeah, but okay, here's the thing. That doesn't make you any less racist if it's like, well, we had a black president. Like, just because you parade.
Well, see, they're not. It's hard to explain. They can't be racist. Liberals can't be racist.
I mean,
It's impossible.
Sure you can.
No, it's impossible. They're better than you, and they're not racist.
The thing that
Look, dude, all I'm saying is black people can't accomplish anything on their own, and we need to help them. But I'm not racist.
I mean, the thing that bothers me the most is when people like parade around. Well, I know this black person, or I know this black person. Or
yeah. I have black friends.
I have
so
like
I'm
I have
not
like
racist.
30 black friends. I'm like, what are they? A fucking prop for you to show everybody how goddamn how just morally sound you are? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Right?
It's insane to me. And it's like, look, I feel like there's a difference between like, oh yeah, I happen to have this black friend. I know them. They're in my comment thread, whatever. And like being that person that literally will go up to somebody and be like, I have black friends.
Well, here's the question: are they your black friend or are they your friend?
Yeah. Like, well, like, what's the determining factor? Are you just using that to like denote?
I'm not racist.
Yeah.
I'm not racist.
Very touchy.
Look. All I'm saying is,
Unusable.
yeah, I was trying to make that more usable, but
No, I just mean this
shouldn't have-
whole goddamn thing.
I like it.
I'm picturing it now.
I like
Well, it could be even more focused.
I like it.
Why are we talking about politics?
I should have
and
never made
race?
the no politics rule.
We should no, because then who are we catering to?
Every fucking body.
Not the right or not the left. We're catering to the sliver in the middle.
Hey, whoever wins over the middle is the one that wins.
Middle Earth. Okay, cool.
No, what I'm saying is,
Mordor?
you got your left and your right, and they're both divided, but you've got this mass of people in the middle. And at the end of the war, the one who wins is the one who gets the middle on their side.
It's just the thing that sucks so goddamn much, man. It's like,
middle, we have the power.
why did nuance just get taken outside and shot in the face
The internet.
in broad daylight?
The internet.
Well,
Okay, but specifically social media.
Well, yeah, it's just, why can't you can assign yourself to one thing and not.
Well, and plus, it's just easier to say I'm on this team. Everything this team stands for, I stand for.
Yeah, but it's like, what if you don't agree with abortion? Then can you truly be a part of that team? You know, it's just not everybody's going to agree on everything, but yet they throw that blanket over themselves. Like, no, I'm right wing. No, I'm left wing.
Oh no, red tie, blue tie.
It's insane.
And then they stop to think about. They both argue different points, but neither one of them actually does what they say they're going to do, because if they do, they can't run on that platform next time.
All right.
So you're voting.
Oh, when
for
we're talking like a political standpoint.
Yeah, it's
well,
like-
of course not.
So, like, oh, I'm a liberal. I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton because
I mean,
she said she's going to do this. And then next time she's up for re-election, she says she's going to do the same thing, and she never does it.
Yeah, well, it's just pretty much destiny. It's
Yeah.
like, why would we give you a full, complete game when we can, tease you and the promise
keep
of what's
you
to
on
come?
the hook, yeah.
The promise of what's to come. So,
All right, well, I think, that was enough for a political conversation.
oh no, you opened
No,
this goddamn can.
I
of
like
worms.
it, but if you want to move on, we can move on. I might just keep this as a small section somewhere in the show, but
I'm over a lot of this shit, and I know plenty of other people. What I'm not over is like, look, you can say whatever the fuck you want, and you have the right to say whatever the fuck you want,
and you should express that right.
I feel like the thing that pisses me off the most is when you can't fucking take away someone's right to. So if you want to fucking protest, go fucking protest.
Right.
If you don't want to protest, you don't have to. Like, these things are not fucking complex ideas. It's very simple.
Absolutely.
But real quick, and this is probably what's gonna draw me all the heat. Kaepernick's not a goddamn hero.
No, Kaepernick was a shitty football player who wanted heat on his name, and he got it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing that bothers me, because you probably have guys within the league that are actually, that ironically took what he did as like a fucking pouting spat or whatever.
Yeah.
And actually took it and be like, well, fuck, I'll run with this as a goddamn platform.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, here's the fucking facts. As someone who played football for fucking 10 years, I could probably tell you here's what happened. He was pissed off that he got benched and took a knee because he wanted to pout and be by himself, and he just happened to be dating a woman who's very
activisty.
Yeah, exactly. So they were able to spin it into like it just so happened right around the same time a lot of mass shootings and upheaval and uproar were happening last year. So this was perfect. Don't pay any attention to the fact that my production had gone downhill. Don't pay any attention to the fact that I'm trying to renegotiate for a better contract. Just fuck it. Let me be a fucking symbol of hope or some shit. Superman. And the thing that bothers me the most is like, there's been so many people saying like, well, he deserves to have a job. He should have a job.
No one deserves to have anything.
No, you have to earn it every fucking time. Look at my team's fucking quarterback. He's having to play his dick off because they decided to go up in the draft and get somebody. Like, you have to earn it every fucking week.
Oh, God, you forget how good cushion feels while you're sitting on a fucking wooden block.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just
But
ruined
here's the thing. It's like, he deserves to have a job. He deserves to make money. Does everybody realize he left guaranteed money on the table? Like, you can say, well, you have to, make a big stand to make a statement. Okay, well, that's fine. You won't be doing it on Sundays anymore because you left money on the table. At the very least, they would have traded you just to get out of it.
I believe everybody deserves the opportunity to have a job and to make money. I mean, you have to have money to live, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't deserve to get your dream job. That's something you have to work for. And if you fuck it up and get fired, then you fucked it up and got fired. Like, that's just what happens. Do I agree with his stance?
Yeah, I mean, I actually, my problem was never, here's the thing. If he was being genuine, if it wasn't him just being a bitch because he got benched for Blaine Gabbert, then sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm never going to take that away from him.
Right.
But the thing that got me the most is it always felt way too convenient, and everybody can call conspiracy theory if they want. That's fine. But it just seems.
Go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say.
Oh, okay.
I don't hate. See, that's the thing. I don't know if I'd ever go to the Trump route of being like, oh, let me condemn him. It's like.
Okay, Trump. I'm just gonna put this out there. You are our elected leader. Whether or not this is the correct thing to do, we symbolically look to you for leadership, right?
No, I mean, yeah, you're supposed to be our leader. Yeah.
And what you're doing right now is, I'm sure you've sent aid to these people that are in like legitimate crisis, but what you're doing is prioritizing a minuscule problem that's bothering only conservatives.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, you're talking about the protesting and kneeling.
That's what I'm talking. He's making this such a big deal just to appease his fan base. Like, this is not a big deal. The big deal is we just had a motherfucker shoot up 500 people in Las Vegas. We just had a Category fucking 6 hurricane hit Florida. We've got a small island that's part of our territory that's literally underwater now. But no, the black guy sat down during the anthem. Let's make that a big deal.
And that's the thing. He didn't make it the big deal on how it should have been made a big deal, right? Like, we're taking a knee because it's just the aspect of you taking a knee that pisses me off.
He didn't address. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. The police, maybe we should
do something.
Perform some checks. Maybe
Maybe I should use my power to fucking make this better. Nah.
Yeah, maybe perform an investigation, get rid of those toxic elements of the police force. No, instead...
do the Trump shit you do, where you fucking, use your bluster and your fucking orange balls and you fucking sweep through and do all this shit. Nah.
Yeah, that police department should be ashamed of themselves. All that shit.
Yeah, it's like, why does he have a goddamn Twitter?
Well, sure, the president can have a Twitter. Why does he use it so much?
Why?
He's so old. Stop it.
No, it's just it does nothing but create just bullshit. But
well,
I mean,
people keep talking about him. Yeah. That's what he wants.
I don't know, man. I was waiting for.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's all a distraction created by the Zionist Jews up in the Illuminati headquarters underneath Mount St. Helen performing their eyes wide shut parties.
Jesus H. Christ.
That was satire, by the way. I don't really believe Jews are evil.
No, because you think they're automatons mostly.
They're just people, man. Jews are just people.
I've heard you say that they're robots on multiple occasions.
Look, dude, don't bring up the fact that when I like the joke, I'm usually making my jokes about Jews. I can't help it. It's
well, that is a popular internet joke.
Yeah, and I just so happen to be like a little bit Germanic.
Are you really?
Like
a nut. Wait, so you're attributing like your possible heritage?
Genetic.
It's genetic.
It's genetics.
At least you weren't that guy I worked with who said they weren't real people. I don't mean like real people as in
they were like a lower class
no
animal.
No, it wasn't like that. It's like he was saying they don't actually exist.
He's saying Jews don't actually exist.
Yeah.
Like Jewish people
don't actually exist.
Now I gotta ask you a question. Was this man Christian?
He might have been.
Then he is fucking stupid.
I mean, well, that goes without saying. He's
the savior of their religion.
This guy was also the same. Well, let's call him Bob.
Yeah.
This was the same guy that said he'd never lost a fight. He'd been in like 12 fights and never lost one.
Oh, never lost one, right?
Yeah.
So he's
like,
Floyd Mayweather, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, the law of averages would dictate at some point you will get your ass kicked, but.
Yeah, you go around starting fights, you're gonna lose eventually.
But yeah, I mean, he said Jews were. I remember I was back there with my friend Gage. We were doing something on a truck, and we both just kind of like turned and looked at him because we really don't mind. We really don't get triggered if somebody makes like a racist joke or something, a stereotypical joke, and just the aspect of him saying, "Yeah, they're not even real people." What the what? Wait, what do you mean they're not like they don't exist? Yeah. No, they exist. There's a large body of proof. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, that's what happens when you drink sparkling ice. This shit's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. It looked really good.
It looks
Kiwi strawberry, man.
It looks appetizing. It's not.
Well, first off, I didn't read the title of it. Sparkling. I hate sparkling water. Like, the whole point of me drinking water is to not get carbonation. Yeah. Oh, look, here's this sweet, tantalizing green bottle of kiwi strawberry water. Don't you love it? And then you open it up and it goes. And you're like, oh fuck. Water doesn't do that.
I hate politics.
Hey, white bitch politicking. That's that Sarah Palin.
And part of me hates that though, because it's like, well, of course you can fucking hate politics because you're like white or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's like,
look.
The thing that bothers me though, it's like, it's not that I blind or numb to what happens to people. It's just that I can see through all this shit and understand that nothing's really gonna change.
The only way you can change is to start small. You've got to vote small. You've got to vote local, and then you got to put your fucking voice behind that person that you really support. Don't let anybody tell you that they're not gonna make it, because when you believe them, they don't make it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, what was it? A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Sure. This is one ant. Fuck that one ant. But when all the ants realize that they can make a change, then we're fucked. That's what it is. So you've got to start small. You've got to vote for the person that you believe in. And then they'll do what they said they're going to do. If you really put it behind the one person that you really believe is going to do it, maybe they won't do it. But the thing is, you actually tried to make a difference. Going out and rioting, going out and holding your signs up, that's an important thing, you know. Go protest, but you're not going to make a difference.
There's a distinction there. I mean, you can protest all day long.
Right,
you
but
can't fucking riot. One's constitutionally fucking upheld, the other one's like illegal as shit.
Right. Well,
now, I mean, granted, if you fucking sit there and go, well, you know, drastic measures are a thing, then
well,
cool,
sometimes it does call for drastic measures.
Yeah, but
do I think we're at that point right now? Almost, but not entirely.
It honestly depends on who you ask. It really does. A lot of people say I'm naive, but I don't think it's ever necessary, because all you're gonna do is open the fucking thing up for more horseshit to happen.
Well, it all comes. Well, you think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got the first French Revolution,
Right.
where they rose up and killed the king to make a change.
Yeah.
But they changed too fast and had no idea what to do after they killed the king. So an even worse king rose up in his place.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do a violent revolution, you have to have a plan laid out. You can't just go out and just... Anarchy doesn't work, man.
Which is kind of fucking ironic coming from you.
I know. I used to be like a severe anarchist, and I still I hate the government. I understand its purpose.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not like in the overthrow the motherfuckers. I'm in the get in there and you've got to infect the body.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, no, and I don't disagree with you, but the thing that gets me, it's like when you resort to fucking goddamn violence to make your point, it's like, yeah, sure, you're making your point, but what you're doing is you're making your point the wrong way. And I hate when people go, well, what's the right way? I'm like, well, you gotta understand how this looks. If you go out and kill or burn shit and destroy things, you're just becoming everything you fucking set out to not be. You're giving them everything they need to be like, see, look what they're doing.
You are literally...
Look what those fucking liberals are doing.
Yeah, you're
right?
literally becoming the straw man they paint you to be.
And that's not that's not going to elevate the movement. That's not going to elevate
anything.
Change. That's just going to fucking bog you down in a fucking,
It's going to make you feel a little bit better for a little while, and it's going to make everybody else way more mad at you, and it's going to actually make things worse for your cause.
Exactly.
Like, here's my thing. I'm going to say it like this. It's going to sound really bad. So just bear with me, and if you want to take it out of context and make me a bad person, like, I literally couldn't give less of a shit.
I mean, you could just, Chris Kyle this whole thing. So, depending on how you feel.
So, here's what I'm going to say. If the stereotype is that your group of people are violent and not rational, the way to make that better is to be not violent and rational, right? When you get mad and you break shit and start fires and kill people, you're playing into that very stereotype and you're making it worse for everybody, right? Yeah. If someone said, man, I really don't like Will because he gets mad and he breaks shit whenever I call him a stupid.
Yeah, like how am I gonna fix that? By like fucking just doing what they say I do?
No, I don't break shit when you call me stupid!
And then break shit, yeah.
It's like, oh, congratulations, yeah, I was right.
And the thing that sucks so bad, it's like, you bring this up and you're not doing it to like detriment people, because obviously you have a goddamn reason and a goddamn point. I see. That's what I was talking about with nuance. It's not that I don't think that you have that BLM or any other protesting movement has the right to, because it's like, of course you have a fucking point.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a goddamn idiot. You have to be blind to not fucking see that. But it's just, I look at it and I go, it's just, I don't see it fucking working. I don't see rioting as the fucking solution. And I know it's like, well, what do you want us to do? Just fucking, be peaceful and shit. And I'm like, we're still gonna get shot. We're still gonna get killed. We're still gonna not make any changes. And I'm like, I know right now, it seems like nothing's happening. But it's like, you have to keep doing it. You don't just fucking do it a couple of times and then stop. And I know people will be like, well, no.
Diligence.
This rash of protesting and shits, the last couple of years, it's still fairly new. The civil rights movement in the goddamn 60s was pretty much the entire goddamn decade, and honestly, who knows if it ever actually truly ended. But the thing is you don't just abandon something because it's not immediately working. And I know that sounds easy to say, but it's like,
if at first you don't succeed, try again.
But that I've explained it, and you can say I'm mansplaining, white-splaining, whatever the fuck.
That's just a way to shut people up from saying things they don't want to hear. That's all that is.
But it's just like, but seriously, look at it. Why do people think that motherfuckers like Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks are fucking revered? All the sit-ins and shit are revered. Because they didn't fucking they could have raised their hands.
Oh, yeah.
They could have beat the shit out of people when they were getting attacked.
Absolutely.
And who the fuck could have blamed them in retrospect?
Oh,
right?
no. Yeah, no, they still wouldn't have been seen in a negative light.
But you look at it and go, wow, they had like a lot of strength of character to fucking take all that goddamn abuse.
Yeah, all that shit they went through, and they still had the wherewithal to sit down and have a conversation and say, listen, I don't like the way you're treating me.
Well, it's like, and they also saw that if I react violently to this, we're not going to fucking move forward. I'm not going to get my point across.
Right. Yeah. All you're gonna do is, like I just said several times, just make things worse.
We've replaced that with fuck it. Well, I mean, that's fine. You can go ahead and keep rioting and keep saying fuck it and you know, fight the power and all this shit. And it's not like I'm going to think you're wrong for doing so. The thing I'm getting at is when the government decides, okay, we've had enough of this shit, we're going to just start sending in, you know, the military. And then when martial law becomes a fucking thing, which I know people will be like, oh, that's conspiracy theory. Quit being a...
Look, there's a reason there's a word for it, because it's a real fucking thing.
So when that happens, and then now you don't have the right to do shit.
Now nobody has rights, right?
So thanks a lot.
You can't be out past curfew, or else we're just automatically throwing you in jail or shooting you.
But the good news is you know, I guess we all will be equal at that point. So.
No, yeah, we'll be completely equal.
Yeah.
As parasites, as worms.
I just... It really bums me up because, like, if I look at, like, a left-leaning person... That's you know which, by the way, I'm not anti-protesting, like what the fuck, but if I come up with any critique, like, you know, maybe violence isn't actually the answer, then I'm immediately labeled as like, well, you don't understand, which I'm not saying I do, but it's like you're a racist, or you just don't, you're trying to shit on what we're doing, and it's like, no, I'm trying to help you understand that, like, I don't think this is gonna work given the climate of America right now.
I think the worst.
And then on the other hand, if it's like, if I say, yeah, I support their right to protest and shit, then on the other hand, it's like, what are you, some kind of that, you know, wants them to... Well, no. First off, why are you using that word? Second, like, you know what I mean? It's like you literally can't win for anything, no matter what you do.
No, and
when you're in our fucking standpoint,
the scarlet letter in today's society is a desire to learn. Instead of pretending you know everything, admitting you don't know and wanting to learn is a bad thing. And I for the life of me, I can't understand why.
You know, honestly, you know what gets me the most is what you just said right there. People will act like, you know, we're so divided now. We don't want to learn or listen now. And part of me goes, I'm thinking we just kind of invented a lot of that shit in our own heads.
Yeah, no, we really did.
I'm thinking we've kind of always been this way. And now we've just got, you know, all the platforms necessary to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we've been divided, you know, pretty much ever since the goddamn Civil War, if you want to be honest.
No, we've been divided since humans came onto the planet.
Oh, well, if you want to get, like...
If we're being honest,
all the way back,
humans hate each other. I mean, that's just how it is. And a lot of the division is created, if we're being totally honest.
Oh, media-wise? Absolutely.
Not even media-wise, but by the people who say they don't want the division.
Well, yeah.
Still create the division by saying, well, you know, you're mansplaining, you're white-splaining, you're black, so I don't have to listen to you. It's like...
Or it's like, well, you're just one of them damn liberals. You probably want to take my fucking guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
You didn't see TJ's latest video about the Las Vegas shooting?
Nah, I haven't.
It was surprisingly out of character, where he actually said, you know, what if we all just sat down and talked? What would happen? Like, if we all just sat down and had a real conversation with each other. Nobody yelled, nobody screamed, nobody cut anybody off. We just, you know, talked.
Fucking listen.
Talked like civilized people, but no one wants to do that. Because it's seen as weak for some reason.
Yeah, and it's like, and these days it's like, if you show weakness, then that's, well, I can't show weakness. I'm a strong woman. I have to keep, you know, otherwise. Or it's like, I can't show weakness. I'm a minority. I have to keep standing up. Or I can't show weakness. By God, I got guns and shit, and I'm not going to let these goddamn liberals take them, you know, or my rights.
Or, you know, tell you what it really is?
What?
I can't show weakness because then I'll get mean comments.
It's like, And I don't think either one of us are propagating this idea just because it's like, well, we're morally superior. I don't give a shit to be corrected. I don't give a shit to learn about something.
That's the thing. That's the true mark of intelligence right there. And it sounds like I'm being super, what's the word? Pretentious and self-righteous, I guess.
Yeah.
But it seems to me like the true mark of intelligence is admitting that you don't know. Is it just sitting down and say, you know, let's talk, let's rap.
Let's rap.
Let me turn my chair around backwards. Tell me about this, man.
Well, the thing that gets me is...
What's eating you?
The thing that bothers me the most is I feel like most people generally are like that.
Yeah.
They just get entrenched with their side and they don't want to let go.
Because if they do, then their side's going to turn on them.
And you know, the thing that sucks the most is there's times where it looks like we're starting to let go. There's like your brief moments, like after, unfortunate goddamnly, after a fucking tragedy or something horrible happens, it looks like we might get to that place. We might say, you know what? Yeah, we need to look at our fucking police force. You know what? We might need to be better about this.
But
we
then
might
something else happens.
Or no, it's not just that. It's like, it's sadness for a fucking like a matter of hours before somebody turns it into, well, this is a way we can use it for our own goddamn agenda.
With this new Las Vegas thing, dude, it didn't even take an hour for that to happen.
Why?
Like
instead of just going, wow, this really fucking sucks. It sucks that innocent people have to fucking die before we'll like sit and talk with each other.
Right. No.
And now and you're right. So what? They didn't even wait a fucking day to turn it into a goddamn political shit post.
They didn't even wait an hour, dude. Like as soon as it happened, it was, oh, it's just them trying to scare us and take away our guns, or oh, it's just the white privilege that he wasn't called a terrorist. Let's just focus on the fact that this many people took a bullet while they were at a fucking concert.
They were trying to goddamn enjoy some fucking music.
Whether or not you like Jason Aldean, which I'll admit, I think he's a hack.
Oh, he's shit tier. But regardless, I don't think his concert should be shot to shit.
Yeah, these people went. They like his music. They wanted to go have fun. They probably work all the goddamn time, and this was their one getaway. This is their one stress-free day. You know, let's go get fucking smashed and listen to this stupid redneck sing about tractors and stupid shit, you know? Oh, no.
You know what gets me the most?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, I was heated. Go ahead.
Okay. What you said, like, look, I don't know the typical thing for a concert. I'm going to assume mostly everybody that goes to a concert fucking has a job, but with Jason Aldean, it's probably a very specific fan base. Regardless of where you fall in life, it's probably like a working class fucking fan base.
Right.
And it's like, that's probably all they want to do is just go relax in Vegas and watch fucking Jason Aldean, and it's like, well, here you go.
Yeah.
Like, they were interviewing this mom who was there with her fucking 8-year-old son and shit. It's like...
Which, by the way, don't bring your 8-year-old son to a Jason Aldean concert.
Well, that's unrelated. That's just unrelated. I don't want you scarring the boy with horrible music, but...
It's like, at that Ariana Grande concert, we're talking about all these little girls that were hurt. It's like, why did you bring them to her concert? Her album cover is her in a BDSM bunny outfit. Why is your little girl there? But hey...
we're not here to pass judgment on parenting.
Right.
Like,
It's obviously it's not for little kids.
You know what? It's not. Well, that's part of freedom of expression, though, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
If you want to let your kid listen to Ariana Grande, whatever.
And it's nobody's place to tell you what you can and can't do.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Fucking regardless. I feel like the thing that sucks the goddamn most is, in the past, at least we've been able to, at least for a brief goddamn period, unify over tragedies, which it's horseshit that even has to be the case, but whatever. And now apparently we can't even have that before, your talking heads turn it into a fucking opportunity to advance their party's agenda.
You know what it is? I say it all the time. I sound like a fucking lunatic, but it's everybody's obsession with being right.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't even be such a bad thing if we didn't have connection with everybody. If we weren't automatically trying to prove ourselves right to the biggest group of people we can reach.
Are you the one true chosen one?
Exactly.
When there's like 48 million other one true chosen one? I mean, I hate to bring it back to goddamn Destiny again, but I mean, look at it. You're running around, you're the sole savior of the world, and also everybody else on the goddamn server too.
Yeah. Okay, a brief aside. If you're gonna do that with your game and like do a chosen one storyline with, the online aspect, is my microphone off? What the fuck? Oh, there it goes. If you're gonna do that storyline, why would everybody have the same cutscenes? Like, I get like you can only do so much with so much money, but what? Like,
I mean, IHE said it pretty best. If you're gonna do that style of game, you don't have it as an MMO.
Right? Yeah.
You can do like a local multiplayer thing if you want, but it should have just been like a single player RPG shooter experience. Regardless, I guess it just illustrates the point of how can your one true opinion be right when there's thousands of others
with their own opinions.
Yeah, it's like, which one's right?
It's almost like we created this freedom to where we can all speak our minds and get it out there. It's almost like there's a constitutional right set up.
Yeah.
So that you, even if you're wrong, you can go spout your bullshit.
Yeah. Now, that shit goes to a fucking certain point, though.
I don't think so.
No, if you're going out and speaking your mind, but then you do it to incite violence and create violence.
No, okay, sure, inciting violence. If you're doing it to hurt somebody else,
Whether you're a goddamn white supremacist piece of shit, or somebody that's protesting.
Right, and I didn't take that into consideration. Sure,
that's the thing. And like,
doesn't it say that any time anything used to prevent somebody's
suppression
constitutional rights is unconstitutional?
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. If
you suppress somebody else's rights, you can't do that. Like, here's the thing. I don't think anybody here is gonna sit there and say that they were happy to see like white supremacists marching and shit. Because all that does for you and I is just make us look like fucking assholes if we don't immediately jump on their shit. But I said to someone, I'm like, it's not my. And it sounds callous as shit. It's not my personal goddamn responsibility as a white man to admonish them publicly.
No.
Just like it's not every fucking, like, let's say, like, there was a couple of riots like last year where they were like, saying fuck, kill all the cops and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it every, black person's responsibility to go out and say this is bullshit?
No. Absolutely not.
Is it every Muslim's responsibility to fucking admonish, Islamic terrorism when it happens?
No.
No. So that's what I'm talking about with nuance.
Right, yeah.
You have to fucking...
It's almost like we're individuals.
Yeah, I just... But, a lot of people don't want to hear it, and that's fine.
I don't... Yeah, and everybody's so obsessed with labels.
They're obsessed with... They don't want to be labeled, but they like being labeled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just a guy. Like, that's
all. I'm just a dude. I'm trying to get by. I'm trying to make money and support myself. Why do I... No, I don't give a shit.
Mm.
So I'm sorry that Sean Spencer's, or Sean, is it Sean? Is that his name?
Who?
The Spencer guy, the Nazi guy that got the first one that got punched.
Oh, what's
Richard Spencer, whoever Spencer's.
Spencer's Gifts, whatever the fuck his name is. It's look,
I'm sorry he's racist, but that I have nothing to do with that at all.
I will say on like some sort of primal guttural level, like I didn't mind seeing him get punched in the face.
Well, no, you're supposed to like seeing Nazis get punched.
Yeah.
Right? Nazis are bad. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty objective.
I mean,
right?
that was a really strange goddamn time because it's like, they do have the right to go do that. On the other hand, I really don't give a shit if they get fucked up, though.
Right, yeah, I have a hard time sympathizing with a guy that's going around saying that whites are superior and blacks shouldn't be in this country. Yeah, I'm not going to say you shouldn't have punched him. I'm going to say that you should probably go to jail for it.
Here's the thing, though.
You can't make special exceptions.
No, there shouldn't be special exceptions. The thing I like, though, is my dad always said, he's like, I like when I see these racists. I like when I see, people running the bars and shit. I like when I see people talking about white power. Because now they're out in the open.
Yeah, and those are the people you don't want to associate with.
So, like, I know it seems like a fucking silver lining at this point, but... Oh, it's okay, honey. But... Allow them to do that. Allow them to go march. Allow them to do that shit.
Don't take away the rebel flag, man. Let them fly it from the back of their trucks. Because then that's the guy. That's the idiot. Stay away from him.
And I mean, and there's still some people that look at it as it's just Civil War history. Whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Either way, I mean...
Just don't get in other people's way. Is my whole takeaway. And these are simple concepts. These are concepts I could look at a 4-year-old and they fucking instantly goddamn get. Like... There's one specifically that I've met in life, and this little 4-year-old, I don't have to fucking hammer in these goddamn concepts with this one. You know what I mean? With a child, you don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to hammer in. Well, you have to treat these people the same as you treat it, and they kind of just will give you that look like, well, of course, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, no shit.
Now, granted, you're broaching this shit because you want to make sure, but. It amazes me how a child's just like, why wouldn't I be nice to everybody?
When you bring that up with a child, your words aren't immediately cut in their brain with their experience, right? They don't have experience.
No, there's no basis of comparison.
So yeah, they're a blank slate. You can tell them, that guy looks different, but he's still a guy. He's still a person.
Yeah.
No, that's a woman. I mean, things may have been hard for women in the past. They probably, they still are.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna say that they're not, but I mean.
I feel like
when you look at a kid and tell them, treat everybody the same, they're gonna be like, yeah, why wouldn't I? But if you tell an adult that, they're gonna be like, well, this happened to me, and this is my experience.
Yeah.
So I can't blame people for getting mad and being irrational about things,
given what happens in life.
Yeah. But at the same time, you have to sit down and actually have a conversation with yourself sometimes and really see where you stand on this. Don't listen to Sargon. Don't listen to TJ. Don't listen to Christy Winters. Don't listen to Anita.
Don't even
Anita.
fucking listen to us.
Yeah, listen to you. This is what I'm telling you. I mean, listen to us. Listen to us.
No,
listen.
I don't mean like in terms of this.
Yeah, listen.
I
Put
mean,
us
like,
in your ears. But like, what we're saying is what we're saying. We're not saying what you're saying.
No.
Sit down. Take an hour every day. Cut off all your electronics. Cut off everything and just sit and think to yourself. And the things you will think of will blow your mind. I'm not even kidding. You will rationalize and come up with solutions to problems you never even thought of. And you just stop distracting yourself for 1 hour a day, and the change is unbelievable.
It really sucks the older you get, and I understand that like experience will change how you think. That's a given, but it's just it's so insane to me how just you don't have to fucking ham fist shit with a kid. You have to teach a child to fucking hate something.
Yeah, hate is taught.
I've never seen anything like, and it's like you go back and look, and it's like
it's kind of beautiful, right?
Well, absolutely, and it's like I don't remember being much fucking different either, because I didn't grow like, neither one of us really grew up in the best fucking area of this town.
Right. I mean, we didn't live in bad areas.
No, but it still wasn't. Well, to be honest, man, the fucking street you lived on, and I almost said it, the street you lived on was riddled with fucking pedophiles when I went to Family Watchdog.
Well, if you go on Family Watchdog, every street's riddled with pedophiles. That is like
not
fucking dog whistle website.
Okay, look, I'll just say this. My fucking street had 3 dots. Yours had fucking 12. That's all I'm getting at.
Well, yeah.
But regardless, it's not like other people we know where it was like a bit more affluent and shit.
Yeah.
Like black people were not really outside the fucking norm. Like my mom and dad didn't have to sit me down and be like, "No, listen." Now I'm not saying like if you do that with your kids that's wrong, because it's like if you're in a gentrified area, that's not really. I can see why you would. It makes sense.
They're gonna see a black guy and be like, "Whoa, I've never seen that before."
Exactly.
And then you have to explain to them.
But with me, it's like
just the skin color, man.
It was so weird when I was a kid. And I know this is gonna sound cringe to people. It's like, oh, of course he's saying this. He's trying to make it seem like he's not racist or some shit.
We're not trying to justify it. We are discussing our own experience.
Like legitimately, I felt like it was weird when people said black people when I was a kid. I'm like, aren't they just people?
Oh well, I can't say that. The first.
I'm like, aren't they just fucking like they're humans, right?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, well, yeah. I'm like, okay, they're just people.
Well, I can say I agreed with that because when I was a kid, I hated seeing anybody getting picked on. That's actually how I made the most of my friends before school started. Was just like seeing somebody getting picked on and walking up to them and being like, hey. But the first time I ever saw a black kid in school, I told my mom that there was a chocolate kid in my class. And that was, I mean, it wasn't anything like, oh, he's scary. It was just like, he's a chocolate kid.
You were describing the color of his skin, and actually, you know what? I mean, I don't really, I guess coming from, I guess if you did that now, it'd probably be a little.
Yeah, if I was like, oh, that chocolate guy at work.
That's prejudiced as fuck,
Yeah,
but, you know, back then that's probably a little.
And then she sat down with me and she told me, she was like, you know, some people are black, some people are white, some people are Asian.
I'll say as long as you didn't fucking bite him to test the fucking flavor, I think you're doing okay. Well, no, hold on a second. There was something I wanted to get into with that last thing. You know what is so fucking incredible? It's like, if you have no goddamn moral compass, if you're a complete and utter fucking duplicitous, reprehensible piece of shit as a human being, you can make so much fucking money.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You can make so much goddamn money.
Yeah, sociopathic narcissists rule the world.
It's incredible. If you have a shred of fucking, like, consciousness up there, you're not gonna fucking do these things.
You won't make it.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I understand to a certain extent you have to kind of be a shark.
Yeah.
Be a bull if you want to, like, live in finance and make big money moves. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about motherfuckers like bonus buckets who are making money off of fucking,
like the scum of the earth people.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If you have no fucking standard at all, you could just roll in money.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I have to fucking look at myself and be like, I could probably try to do shit like that if I wanted to. I could get myself out of this hole. But then it's like, do you want to live like that?
Yeah. Or do you want to like try to go to sleep at night and think of all the people that you have made their life exponentially worse to make yours better?
Because of your decisions. Yeah. Just think about fucking goddamn. I can never remember the guy's name, but it's the one that He sells the healing Jesus, whatever the fuck water it is. And you drink his bottled fucking water.
Popoff. Peter Popoff?
Yeah, Peter, he pops it off.
Oh, yeah, I never got my life water, by the way. Peter Popoff.
Did you actually send for the life water?
Yes.
Goddamn.
They were offering a free trial size life water. And I called him and said I wanted it. And they said they were going to send it to me, and I never got it.
I mean, he fucking markets this shit to fucking old people who are susceptible to, like, buy into this shit, and
underclass,
lower income, like, families and shit. And I'm like, that is the most goddamn fucked up thing I can imagine. Because on the old people's side, it's like, it's weird. It's like they're children again. They're kind of naive. They'll buy into this because they're religion. And then with the lower, it's like they're looking for any kind of lifeline.
Yeah,
to fucking help them.
They're desperate. No one else is helping them, and you're telling them that if they get this water, then God's gonna help them succeed in life. Why wouldn't they do it?
I mean, it boils my ass, and it's like, I know plenty of Christians who will look at this shit and look at it and go, I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this because this just makes me look like a fucking piece of shit by proxy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I mean, you know what? I think we found one thing that I think everybody can universally fucking agree on, is they hate goddamn religious fucking hucksters.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, my God.
You've got to sow a seed of $500, and God will send you a check for $15,000.
Get me my goddamn G5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God willed for me to have a new private jet. The other 3 that you guys bought me weren't good enough. God willed it, and fuck you if you want to come into my church when they're storming outside.
You know what I love is like how when Austin finally fucking caved on that shit, and they were talking to him. He was it was on the news, right? And he's like, I never said people couldn't come in here. He had like pallets of goddamn supplies behind him. Now there's a lot to unpack here. I'm like, were you saving this just for yourself, or did you just get all this shit to be like, no, they're welcome, please? Oh, God. Like,
yeah, it raises some questions, right?
Lots of questions I have for you.
It's like Kirk Cameron made a video where he was evacuating Florida.
Yeah.
But while he was at the airport making this vlog, he was saying that people shouldn't run away because this is good that God's judging us. But he was evacuating while he was making that vlog. You don't believe what you're saying. You don't believe in God. You're a huckster.
Way to cut your own balls off, dude.
You're a huckster. Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. And if you really want to be a Christian, why don't you sit down and go to church?
Like, you know the thing that gets me? I recently watched some Big Brother. Judge me. Throw the shit at me for it. This guy won who me and a person I'm with likes this show. Well, he won, and we both enjoy this person, and we celebrated. He's from Florida. His whole entire fucking family had to evacuate because of the shit. And they didn't tell him while he was on the show.
They didn't tell him at all while he was on the show?
No, because they, you know...
That would affect...
That would have affected his winning. So once he got done and won, like, the $500,000, he's pretty much given most, if not a huge fucking goddamn chunk of what he just won back within the area. And I'm like, see, that's the difference between... you know, Kirk Cameron huckster and actual human being. Regardless of if it's a fucking reality show or notwithstanding, human beings are not, they're gonna like look at people suffering and want to help them. I feel like that's just an inherent human trait. Except for, you know, that
a small percentage of people. Yeah.
God damn, bonus fucking buckets. You know, because when the end times come, people will turn to eating their children. I mean, I know it's been.
They're hungry.
I know it's been talked about already, but I'll never get over that. I'll never fucking get over it. That's where you fucking go to, goddamn cannibalism.
Oh yeah, in the end times, man.
Like I think.
Why is he selling food to Christians for the end times? Right?
Yeah, he's talking about the goddamn rapture. Like, who are you selling this to? Are you selling this to like atheists, non-believers? What the fuck?
They're not watching your shit.
No.
And if they are, they're watching to make fun of you, dude.
So, I mean, that's the most, you know, it's clear that he doesn't believe in the shit he says he believes in.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Because
not.
if you did believe in the rapture, then all of this is rendered pointless.
Yeah. Oh, I will say, I was listening to Bill Burr at work yesterday, right?
Yeah,
he bought into that.
No shit.
He went through a prepper phase, and he bought, like, 3 of those buckets where the lid has the... Like, you can punch the hole in the middle of it to where it's a toilet after you use it. He said, I bought this food that's supposed to last forever, and it's got a hole so you can shit in the bucket after you eat it.
Yeah.
I've never touched it.
Well, of course not.
Like, I just threw it away.
Well, okay, you know, this is actually interesting you bring that up.
Yeah.
Because we had a conversation, and it might have been months ago now. There was, like, this giant, like, doomsday bunker being built and like an old abandoned missile silo.
Mm-hmm.
This was at the height of like the whole North Korea thing, and the thing I got at is like, sure, you can build your fucking doomsday bunker in an abandoned missile silo, and it's supposedly supposed to stand up to all these nukes. The thing is, it's like, how do you know for certain that it will? The only way you could test it is by shooting a fucking nuke at it, right?
And what are you gonna do if it does work? Like,
how will you know?
Well, that is like, what are you gonna do afterwards?
Your underground dweller society? Like, well, all that shit notwithstanding, the thing that got me the most is it's just, look, do it if you want to do it, right? Whatever. I'm not gonna take that.
It's your right, man.
It is your right.
You want to blow your money on stupid shit?
Fine.
Yeah.
But the thing that gets me is it's just somehow I don't know what it is. There's just some small part of me inherently thinks that's just cowardly as fuck. I know that sounds shitty. I know it does.
I don't think it's cowardly. I just think it's human nature. We're scared, man.
Well, of course.
You don't know what's going to happen. You've got this crazy motherfucker over here shooting off missiles saying he's going to hit us. You've got our leader saying, if he does it, we're going to totally destroy them. And then you've got hurricanes that are bigger than anything that's ever been recorded.
But the thing that I think gets me is just...
Yeah, you want to prep and be ready for it. You want to make sure you've got everything, but at the same time, like, why?
But the thing is, it's like... And I understand what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with you. The problem is, it's like... I think at its root, you're just trying to run away from death. And I know everybody does to an extent.
Well,
but
death is scary.
Well,
whether or not you're afraid of death or not.
Of course it is, but you're taking all these insane steps, and it's like, there's no guarantee any of that's going to work. Just because you're in a missile silo doesn't mean you're going to be immune from it.
Right.
And it's like, and by the way, say it does work. Say it's just you. Eventually, you will run out of food. Say you have other people in there. What if they kill, there's any number of things that could fucking happen in your new little society.
And if a nuke goes off right on top of your little shelter, you can't leave that shelter for a long fucking time.
We're talking hundreds of years.
Yeah, you're not going to open that hatch the next day and just, oh, I survived the nuke. No, you're stuck in a hole in the ground for the rest of your life.
We're now literally talking about a fallout scenario.
You're mole people.
I'm not taking away that you can't be scared. I guess what my
to be scared. That's what's the driving force of life,
well,
right?
Sure, but the thing is at some point you do have to accept that death is inevitable.
No, you're not going to live forever.
You're not going to escape it, and that's why I'm not talking about prepping for doomsday. It's the people that take it to the extent of, I've got all this shit and I could survive anything and I could be here. It's like, well, no, you're not.
No.
Eventually something will happen. Mm-hmm. You will not escape death, and so that's why part of me is just like, if that shit happens, it fucking happens.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know it's scary to think about. Trust me, I know. But if we were to all die in nuclear holocaust, at least it would only hurt for a fucking second, man. It would only hurt for a goddamn second. So at least take heart.
Yeah. And like that was my plan from the beginning when I heard about this North Korea nuke bullshit. Yeah. It was like, if I hear that he launches a missile towards us, I'm just gonna step out on that porch, have me a drink, maybe smoke me some totally legal tobacco. And just, it's gonna happen, man.
Yeah, I mean, what are you? You're not gonna Superman up there and fucking, prevent it. So
you can run. I mean, you can run, you can hide, but you're gonna die either way. Yeah. Why not just fuck it?
Yeah. At least you can go knowing that millions of others will go with you. So.
Yeah, if you want to look at it that way.
I mean. It's like, well, it's not just me.
In Dragon Ball Super, when Goku was trying to convince Android 17 to join the tournament.
Yeah.
And he's like, but if you don't do it, we'll all be erased. And he's like, well, if we'll all be erased together, what's the problem?
Yeah, and it's like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's like, it's not like my family's going to be erased and I'm stuck here, so we're all going.
And once again, I'm not saying this shit to be callous and sound like I don't care, because I do care. But I learned a long time ago, and this was part of my parenting that I received and shit, where it's just like, I cannot fucking devote energy and effort to worrying about shit I cannot control. And I used to worry about natural disasters when I was a kid. Especially there was a tornado. It actually wasn't here in the 90s, I don't think. Was it?
We had one touchdown in the late 90s.
Okay, late 90s.
In Virginia.
Well, when we actually went to Canton, Ohio, for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and there was actually a tornado touchdown up there. If you can fucking believe that,
touchdown, Ohio.
Well, right, but no. On a serious note, a tornado touchdown in goddamn Ohio of all fucking places. But I remember being fucking terrified, absolutely just beside myself with fear. And Dad just looks at me. He's like, "Look, I know it's scary. I know it's the unknown. I know it's just Like, what are we gonna do, right? But at the end of it, he's like, we can only control our reaction to it. We can only control what we do. And so he's like, if anything happens, it's gonna happen, and I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. And you know, on the outside looking in, I know that sounds like kind of horrible to say to your kid, right? But it's just...
It's probably one of the best things you can say to your kid.
But
though.
I'm not controlling this tornado. Nothing else is controlling this tornado. It's just going to do what it's going to do. It's part of nature.
And you can't stop it.
And over time, it doesn't mean I'm not afraid of this shit. It just means I'm not going to let it rule my fucking...
You're not like crippling, like paralyzed, scared of it. You're
I feel
just
like I feel like we can take that little nugget. All of us can take that to a certain extent and be like, you know what? I can't control these hurricanes and shit. I can't control North Korea. What I can control is how I react to this fucked up shit that goes on here. I can react to this. I can start listening to people. I can start talking to people. It's...
Hey.
I know it sounds like the ultimate platitude, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
It really is never too goddamn late, guys. It really isn't. If we all want to make change and fucking be stronger together, it's never too fucking late.
Fucking yeah, full circle, baby.
That's
yeah,
it.
That's what I was gonna say, man. That's a great way to look at everything we just talked
That's
about.
a great way to look at life. If you're not happy with what you're doing, nobody's forcing you to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Go fucking make a change.
You are the master of your domain.
If you're not happy with who you're with or whatever, then don't be with them. I know it's hard.
It's gonna hurt.
But,
you know, but you got.
I mean, that's not me though. I'm extremely happy.
Well, that's cool. Whatever. I'm not. I'm extremely unhappy, and I'm on making steps to change it.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for listening to this.
Yeah, this was wow.
Very special and very against the rules CTSL podcast.
I don't know if we're ever gonna do one like that again.
Probably not, but it felt good.
It felt
it's
good.
Cathartic. Cathartic.
Cathartic. Okay,
Chris
bye.
Kyle, bye.
I love all of you.
Thanks for listening. We'll do another one soon. I promise.